everyone. Welcome to the Spotlight in Place series, the Fabric. We are getting used to working from our homes, so I hope you are all staying healthy and safe. Due to shelter in place, we are hosting today's Fabric Spotlight session remotely. That's why we are calling it Spotlight in Place, humorously. Fabric Spotlight is a series where we have conversations with industry luminaries about cloud infrastructure, IoT, and all that good stuff. Today, it's my pleasure to host Andy Nallappan, who's Vice President and Chief Information Officer of Broadcom. So welcome, Andy.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabakar.
Thanks for agreeing to talk to us. I hope everyone, your personal family and work family, everybody is doing well. What's the situation there?
Thanks for asking. It's going very well so far. California, has started the shelter-in-place ahead of the time, which really helps. And it's all going well. I trust the same on your end. Everybody's doing well.
Yeah, we are all doing well. Thank you very much. Before we kind of talking about Broadcom and all of that, maybe we can open up on a little bit of a personal note. So if you could share with our audience your personal journey, where you started, how you got here, what gets you going, all of that kind of stuff. So please tell us.
Sure. No, I'm basically academically, I'm a mechanical engineer. That's why my college degree was in bachelor's. I started my career as an aircraft design engineer back in Bangalore in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Mm-hmm. And where I developed interest for computers, I just wanted to pivot it, and I thought the best place to pivot would be to coming to the United States, and change the area there, where in India computer science was picking up. Mm-hmm. So I came here and started doing my master's in Texas on a manufacturing side, and where computer applications are mechanical, with the CAD, CAM, all the stuff there. Now, the time I knew very well that the place to be there, if you want to be really in computers and software, it's Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to come here, even though it was, at the time it was a recession, after the Black Monday and earthquake in Bay Area there, but that didn't scare me. I said, no, this is where I wanted to build my future. So I came down over here and worked in companies and ended up in HP there, where when they were hiring for PeopleSoft, the time it was in a modern HR application there, and HP was one of the $1 billion revenue company to go with it. I started career with that. I never left the HP after that. I stayed there, and HP had gone through a lot of transformations, and then I went with it. And went to Agilent, then went to Vago Technologies, part of getting split. Then and Vago started growing, and that's why I used to say I joined a large company, in back in '90s, and became smaller and smaller and smaller, and became a private company, basically with the $1.6 billion revenue and losing money. Then we started building this big company now, a $25 billion company now, from 1.6 billion with losing money to 25 billion, and north of 50% EBITDA. That's a big journey, not only from my career, from expertise and technical. It's also a cultural change. From an employee-based company of HP, where everybody wanted to work at the time, to go to a smaller private equity firm, and learning, how important to make money and make the company profitable, and how to grow the company, and by acquisition there, and making it more cost effective there. So it's been a great journey, and I've never left the company for over 20 to 26 years. But company changed 5 names, and I grew up in ranks and became a CIO about 8 years back. So, and I've been working with our CEO Tan and all these years in the Vago Broadcom for the last close to about 15 years now.
That's very interesting. I think we seem to have gotten to the Valley about the same time, in 1989, I think you said. And I actually joined HP right about that same time in '89. I worked for Joel Birnbaum, who was the precision architecture and all of that. So right about the time that you started with the PeopleSoft and all of that. So we have similar kind of like an HP background here. That's good to know. Some personal connection there. So switching gears a little bit about Broadcom. You mentioned a little bit about Broadcom there. Can you take us through what you are thinking about? It's a giant multinational company, a lot of moving parts. What's your role? What's your kind of like the area of innovation, business? You mentioned business. What are you thinking through there?
No, in Broadcom, or interest or responsibility or how I enable my companies creating platforms, which are very cost effective, scalable, and secure. And these platforms are like in multiple nature that either it is a business applications, whether the ERP and customer support things there, or is it the infrastructure, or collaborations, and also uniquely for us, it is the chip design, grid,
Yep.
platforms over there, the whole R&D, enablement. And also recently when we started buying software companies, developing this whole DevOps, that model there. And also now with all cloud, we provide SaaS services to our customers over there, and building the SaaS platforms over there. So it is, and then the whole customer support and automation over there. We call ourselves is the pure, horizontal, with no vested interest, because I have no vested interest because I don't have any process on my own there. Everything is to enable. So my only vested interest is to make this company profitable, help my CEO and CFO, and all the GMs, to make their businesses, profitable and growing over them. So on that front, even we have changed our name of our group. We used to be called Global Information Technology. Now, recently, about a year back, I've changed to a Global Technology and Solutions Organization, because we do a lot more things much beyond the traditional backend, IT of fixing laptops or collaborations or ERP. We do a lot more in R&D area, enabling it. We believe in leveraging. We believe in standardizing and simplifying it. And so we are very good in managing all those computers, because there's now everywhere there's technology, everywhere there's solutions there. If we leave it to the people, then there's no leverage. Now, if we leave it to the divisions and functions, especially when we acquire companies, multiple companies, and if we don't centralize it, then we lose the huge opportunities to synergize and standardize and secure and save money there. So that's why our leadership thought that we are the best, well positioned, to accomplish that leverage and that standardization, that security and cost leverage. So that is my goal. And focusedly, I do it, improve. Recently we have initiatives to improve the employee experience. We do frictionless. Also improve our customer experience. And also improve the time it takes to tape out a chip. And also time it takes to do the software development. To take it much more faster, and providing this enabling platforms.
Very interesting. I think Broadcom is, of course, is global and very disparate. And you mentioned chip and software. Certainly, it used to be a lot more chip, and now it's more balanced. A couple of software groups there, and you mentioned acquisitions. So, in all of these, I think centralization that you mentioned, cloud must be a very key part of what you are doing. What's your cloud strategy? How are you going about this sprawling company cloud adoption? How does that work?
Very good. Now, we started this cloud adoption, back in 2008. If I remember that very well, because we evolved our journey as we became a bigger, larger company over there. And our first important cloud journey was going into a SaaS of a Gmail. So we've been using Gmail now for more than 10 years close to that. So since then, a lot of our applications, we go to a SaaS cloud. So there's a SaaS. That was the first one we started our journey there, which was, at the time it was maturing. It was the right thing to do it there. Then that gave us the ability to scale. When we acquired companies, much easier to scale over there. And provided a lot more economy of scale, and also the better experience, because kept up with the time and technology over there. Then after that, we just moved to the infrastructure side. Come to the DevOps. So when we started buying these software companies over there, we started moving DevOps over there, because we need a lot of labs. When you want to test the software with multiple different versions of your operating systems, your product versions, there's so many combinations. You only need for testing of certain period of time there. So it makes sense to use the cloud further, instead of having this 200, 300 labs of 40,000, 50,000 VMs, and investing it. Then, we got into more of a SaaS, into Symantec and C, or the SaaS things are, you don't want to build an inventory, because it's very hard to predict what will be your forecast over there, and getting a capacity. So if you cannot have in a north of 80% of utilization, it is not prudent to have your own data centers over there. It's better to go to the cloud. So that's where we said it's better to go to a cloud, and where that you scale as your business grow. Then you get to a saturation point when you have a higher utilization there. Then you can bring back to your own data centers to get a more cost synergies over there. So that's our journey of started with the SaaS and going to the infrastructure for some of the tool software development, then to SaaS provisioning over there. In the meantime, we are also building our own private cloud, and trying to use that private cloud for our own chip design, because chip design is more metal based, and it's the high compute intensive and storage intensive over there. And because of the companies we bought, we have a scale. We tape out like a 10 or 20 tape outs a month, so we can keep that 80% or 90% utilization over there. So we figured out that is much more economic, when I can share the grid across the 15 divisions. I'm like a cloud provider. That's why it became more cost effective there. So that is within our own cloud and the SaaS and infra cloud there. So that's our cloud journey.
Yeah, you certainly have the scale to have a private cloud, and that's it's not for the faint of heart, definitely.
Right.
But so the thing is that Broadcom is a very interesting company in the sense that on the one hand, you are an enterprise, you are developing, your chip development. But on the other hand, you also have all these infrastructure assets, like the acquisitions that have been done, Unicenter, Symantec, and all of that. So you are in a unique position of potentially being almost self-sufficient, if you will, from an infrastructure perspective. So can you kind of walk us through how you see it, Broadcom on Broadcom, and what the different pieces are, how they fit together, and how you leverage those?
Sure. One of the challenge I have is you buy every year a company. So I don't know what we will buy next year. That I don't know. It is keep up with those products. It's itself a challenge over there. And I need to pick my choice of and integrate the company or eating my own dog food. So we're getting expert in getting the balance over it. So one of the things is, let's start with the hardware. We make hardware, like network switches there, and a lot of ASIC chips and merchant silicon for the hyperscalers, like people like Google's and Amazon's and Workday's and LinkedIn, they all use it. So now recently, after we bought Broadcom, that it took us a couple of years, in all our private clouds and data centers, we use our own chip, our own network switches over there. Basically, the network is becoming more commodity. So we put in, instead of buying this expensive switches with the support maintenance cost, now we put our own white boxes, come the way. So that is the hardware side, and also a lot of storage connectors and stuff. We use our own connectors too. So we started building our data centers in our own. Then go to the next layer, monitoring. Now the CA has a lot of great tools monitoring. Now when you buy companies, right, one of the things we look at is we buy companies where they have a high quality products, high performing. It is used by the Fortune 500 companies for the main operations, not only just for the back end IT. There, I mean, they are proven products, proven in the industry. over there. So maybe in the past I couldn't afford it, but now I have it. I can afford it. That it's almost free for me now. So I have access to these products, so the jewels, we call it, the shiny objects. I have access to it. So in that category, there CA had a great products of NetApps, UIM, ASM, AOps. All those is from monitoring, monitoring from all the layers of network to the servers to the operating system to the applications, all the stuff there. So we have started deploying it completely internally in our SaaS world too, to the whole thing. And come to the and some of the PPM product, we have a clarity there. Now we start using that product to manage our own projects, professional services there, and some portfolio management there. Then now into security, which is the latest addition over there. And that one, we were using Symantec before, for some of the products there, but now they have a slew of products. They have a CASB, they have a DLP, they have a Secure Access Cloud. So I give you access to a lot more products over there. And also we have our own threat intelligence, so they can help us do that. Now I'm very happy that we bought Symantec because it helps me a lot. I have an access to the experts, the data scientists, the PhDs who deal with these billions of these logs and indicators. So we are leveraging this. So I have a group of people that focus on leveraging all these and deploying it, but in a slow, steady space that we don't jump on right away there. As the opportunity comes in there, where it makes sense, we do it, and that's our first choice. So across the board, from hardware all the way to this operating system monitoring to the security, we use wherever it makes sense for us.
Yeah, I had not actually thought about the hardware. That's a very excellent point that you made in terms of the white box and the switch products and stuff like that. That's very interesting perspective. So I would like to kind of like double click on that a little bit. So one of the aspects, right? Enterprises seem to be still having a little bit of nervousness about security when it comes to adopting the cloud. Now, how do you, and especially I've seen chip companies being, really truly paranoid about it, saying that this is our company. We cannot afford somebody to just walk off with the chip design. So I've had this conversation. So from a Broadcom perspective, both from a perspective of securing Broadcom's own IP and assets, and also kind of like then turning around and saying, hey, Mr. Enterprise, you can use Symantec from this way. So can you double click on us, like what piece is doing what for you?
So from a security perspective, what Symantec is doing and what the cloud is
adopting the cloud, yeah.
See, one of the things is, before I answer the question there, in our company, we have one thing is very clear: what is core and what is non-core. Mm-hmm. Okay, we only invest money, invest the time, which is a core for us. If it is a non-core, we go to people for whom it is core. That's how you leverage it, right? So when I went to the cloud in 2008 for Gmail, everybody was like saying that I'm making a mistake. No, we're making a mistake. Only except our CEO and I believed in this one. They said you're putting a corporate at risk. The data is going to be there. All kind of concerns. Everything. What we told them is, hey, look at this. Google. The email is a small, tiny portion of what they store it. They store a lot more information, a lot more private data, everything. They have a scientists, they have experts and hackers, and watching this data and every minute and seconds, and have a tools and automation, everything there. And they're not doing it just for me; they're doing it for the entire world. Am I the best going to give you security? Is Google going to give you the best security? Tell me this. I'll hands down. I'll tell you that I'm not the security expert. I can't afford to hire that kind of security. Now maybe we have a Symantec. 10 years back, I had none. I had one or two guys in the security there. They are nowhere close to what Google has it. So that they are the expert. We should leverage it. If anyone who can protect my email best, it is the guys who developed email. No, it is not the guys who host email or who manage email. It is who developed email. That's what it is. Google is there. So they go there. So we believe when it comes to the SaaS, we tell them that is better and better for them. Like Workday. Who can protect my HR data better than Workday? Because that is what they live and die on the HR data. And not only doing it for me, doing it for everybody over there. So they had to do it. If anything goes wrong, the company's at risk. No, it's not core for me. So from a SaaS perspective, we go to the people for whom it is core, it makes sense, they do it best, they do it well. No, whether okay. Then come to the infrastructure there. No, go to the infrastructure. That's where it is where it's become tricky, right? No, even though it's a cloud, nobody gives you a surety, for your data. It is like your own data center. It is your responsibility to protect it. As a SaaS, they host it there. But when you go and just buy a server, buy storage, buy things there, it is your responsibility to protect it. You need to, that's where people go wrong there. They think that I put it in Amazon, I put it in Google, it's secure. No, it's your data. If you don't do it right, no, nobody gives you in a contract. If you read the contract, they're not giving you that surety there. So we look at this cloud posture management tools. Now looking at that, you have to manage like what you manage your own data centers. No, you real time monitor, real time you remediate things like that. No, it'll become a little bit easier when they own the infrastructure over there. There are some guidelines, guardrails out there, but still you need to manage it. So we have a team to a cloud security. We manage. We tell them, hey, we manage it. No, we look at it there because it's our responsibility over there. No? And we comes to all endpoint protections over there, right? No, that's where we come to the all this our semantic tools where we can use it. No? And one of the things what we use is whether it is a cloud, no, or one infrastructure or a cloud IaaS or things there. It's important thing is you get all the logs. It's important, even you go ask people, let's say log everything, get the log, analyze it, and from analyze do the data science and get the actionable items, and that's what we do. Trying to get all the logs and feed into it, and whether it is a Splunk or our AIOps, things like that. So everything, all devices, we even feed into the Google logs and Okta log and Box log, everything we feed into it. So that's why even if it is a SaaS or IaaS, everything, get the logs, put it in your context, and look at the data with your security posture, your risk, profile over there, and take action on it. And this is an important thing. That's how we manage the whole security. There is everything as a log, so you need to own something. You cannot leave it them there. There's some things we can leave them more, something you take more ownership there, but end to end, you need to get all this together, and look at it there. And it makes security more critical and more complex. It's not making it easier there. But we look at now even SOC. I don't do it myself. I use the expertise. Now I have access to the semantics, so I leverage them there. I leverage the tools, leverage the process over there. If not, I would have gone to some experts. In the services there. That's how we approach security. That's how And other things is come to security, right? We believe in multi-factor. Even though it is cloud, it is SaaS. That doesn't protect it completely. It only protects when data resides over there. When you go to access it, if you have your password is weak, if it is not secured, so we a big time believer of single sign-on and multi-factor. Those two saves us a lot more time. So that is we do it, and then internally it comes to patching. You have to patch all the time. Patching is very critical, and segment it. Micro segmentations. So if anything goes wrong, at least only that area you can do it. Not open up that, the firewalls and DMZs and all stuff over that, and also we look at whether there's a firewall, DMZ zones. We even look at companies who are looking at security at the processor levels, and they look at they put the code, comparing your blueprint, what's the EXEs you have on the disk, what's running on it, making sure that nobody is changing the instructions on the fly. So you do, because the bigger company now, we do a lot of things there. Our risks. The thing is, a challenge is every year my risk profile changes it. As you buy companies. See, latest we bought Cement. My risk profile has completely changed. Now there are a lot more people are interested on us that. And that's why now when we bought CA, now our clients, our customers are Fortune 500 customers, not really end customers. Before that, it was all OEMs, like system manufacturer, the only component there. So it has changed in the last 3-4 years. So I had to step up to my security to there. So we do some of the basics right, and we keep always looking for this innovative tools. Even though we have semantic, there are other tools outside too. We're monitoring packet level. We do monitoring all the way now from a packet level to processor level to the end client level. So that's we take security very seriously there. This is very critical because it can cause you huge damage to your operations, your branding, your financials, your compliance. And that's one thing we don't take it lightly. And right now even the board is asking for every quarter there, so I had to give them there. I need to keep them all happier there. And otherwise it's risk. We understand it. and we are in the security business. We appreciate it there, and we see potential on this business too. It is going to give us open up a lot of opportunities to grow and evolve in this
Yeah, being a security vendor, you certainly don't want to end up on front page news saying
area.
Broadcom.
Yeah, yeah,
So thank you for that very extensive detail on how you are looking at those things. That's excellent. Kind of shifting gears a little bit. On the other side of things, you have Unicenter, and I wanted to understand kind of like Unicenter has had a big mainframe heritage and many, and kind of like you've gone through the times, right? But from a fabric, selfishly from the fabric perspective, we are looking at more cloud native, Kubernetes, those kind of environments. What's Broadcom, kind of as an IT unit? Are you looking at cloud native, Kubernetes kinds of things, and how is the management of that different from your other environments?
sure. One of the things is container is the way to go, right? Because not only it scales, and also it's contain macro segmentation there. So, but the thing is, one of the things is I don't want to be sticky with anything, right? There are Unicenters which is cloud specific. There are Unicenter with your virtualization specific, right? Whether you go with VMware or Red Hat, all the stuff there, and you come to GKU, the Google or Amazon Azure, or that,
Right.
So there are your choices, to use it. Everything has pros and cons, and they give you advantage with the cloud native there. But no, like I told you, our strategies have a private cloud and public cloud, and also have a hybrid. So we want to have, but we don't want to have multiple platforms to manage it. We all believe in standardization, centralization, and leverage. So we want like a one platform where we can see everything through one lens. So we want to pick up now. That's all we are now looking at Anthos, which really helps to go even beyond Google or that. So that is what we started. We started OpenShift, then we learned it that now we want to be, because we don't want to be sticky. Because the thing is, I love competition. No, you need to. That's why you get the best value there. And no, it is. We always try to reduce our stickiness as much as possible. And make it open, because we don't know what company we will buy next one and where we're going to go there. So in that context and strategy, there it is better for us to keep it open and now more hybrid, and it kind of covers all things there, but we don't want to complicate multiple things over there. Then you lose the standardization and leverage over there. So that is our strategy of everything. What you do is mostly we're trying to do hybrid solution there. So we're not stuck with the one vendor or one technology, one solution. And one of the things is our culture is change is not a challenge over here. It is part of our life. We have seen so many changes over there, but we want to make sure architecture is change adaptable, or change friendly. That's most important. Many times even people want to change, architecture won't be able to change because it's so complicated. You convoluted there. It takes a lot of time and money. Then you end up in having complicating it more and more. So we are very, very particular about making that is very not sticky and easy to change. So not only the culture in architecture is change friendly.
Good. The only constant is change, I guess.
Exactly. and nowadays change happens every year, right? It is
Especially with Broadcom, so much acquisitions that you mentioned, so it's constant. So that agility is very important. Right. So shifting gears a little bit again is more to the current environment, right? Where all of a sudden everybody had to be remote, and you had mentioned something about being partially back and all of that. So how are you handling providing similar quality of experience for these remote and distributed workers that you may have in the branches, and how is that balance working out for you now?
I mean, we try hard to provide the better experience to it. But as you know very well, right, when you work from home, remote, there's one element which is not in your control, right? Now when you're at your branch or your building, almost you have everything under control. You can manage the experience much better. And when I talk about last mile, right? The network experience, right? You can give you latency. The latency, the network, which I can give much better experience when you're in the building within the four walls. When you're away at your home, work from there, especially with the COVID-19, we don't even know where is your home is there. Because some people in India get stuck in their hometowns. Now I know the people have gone from here to on a vacation to India. They couldn't come back. They are there in your hometown, sir. No, so it is basically you're all over the places over there. No, so how do I guarantee the last mile? Which is the challenge? Which is a challenge to all of us over there because we don't know what your last mile is. No, whether are you in a hotspot, you're tethered, your bandwidth is how good it is there, who is the provider is there. That causes the friction. No. Our goal is the learning from this COVID-19 is how do we address the last mile challenges there. To provide a better experience, better quality. A lot of people, even though the Zoom and WebEx, everybody giving you the ability to video conference, they couldn't do it because this bandwidth is not there. The friction is there. So they had to choose the audio over the video. So in the audio over there. But we prefer the video because we know that you are paying attention, you are there. It is almost like a near time or face-to-face meeting over there. But then that defeats because of the last mile issues there. The last mile is, to be frank with you, it's a challenge. We're dealing with it. We are helping people. Before we used to say we don't know, we don't even touch, we don't even know about your infrastructure, so it's on your own. So I've given a clear instruction to my team. Don't say that anymore, because now this is part of the work. So we try to learn from each regions or who is the provider. Like our collaboration tool, sometimes they throttle it, based on the load over there. Yeah. So we learn, our team learns it there. We educate them, giving them the lot of links and help documents there. How to even just for example, people don't even know how to reboot their even in the US, sometimes you reboot your router. It helps improves your packet drops, and speed test, all the stuff there. So we are training and also we are trying to work with some of the the company called Azurian. I'm talking to them there. They are coming up with service there to see how to set up the home office so that the last mile friction is addressed, or they can help with last mile because they help like millions of home users right now. Identify, so we're trying exploring those options. But I'm sure that as the Fabric is investing money on the many companies there. If the solutions come up with avoid the last mile friction and give the better experience, enabling the workers there, that'll really help. We have gone a long way improving the experience of remote workers, compared to 5 years back or 10 years back. It's a day and night change, but still that friction is there. That's the one we are trying to fix it and address it the way we could. But I'm counting on the technology to come up, and address the last mile challenges there.
Yeah, we do have. I think we have had one discussion about that. We are looking forward to additional discussion.
Yeah.
About that. So that's
not only the experience too, security also a bigger problem too. In the last mile security, and that is another critical there. We need to change some of the stuff that make sure your devices is patched all the time over there when you're there, and also we want to monitor what's happening on your home network because it is not my network. What to do it? So the experience and security, which are very critical in the last mile. Both are not issue when you're in my office there. But when you're away from my office, both are a challenge.
We should definitely continue that conversation.
Right.
Very important for us, actually, for the Fabric. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. That's excellent. So one interesting thing that is very peculiar to Broadcom, not just Broadcom, but Broadcom is an example of this, is that it's truly a multinational global enterprise. And how do you deal with some of these, pockets of like data sovereignty, GDPR? This must be kind of like a difficult issue for that, right? Different places have these different requirements. Data cannot cross. So how do you do a data lake or combined analysis? How are you dealing with those kinds of things?
See, there's two challenges. One is my own data of our own. Other one is my customers, right? Because we do SaaS too, right? SaaS provisioning, all the stuff over there. So I know we have 40 countries we operate. Every year, every country comes up with like a GDPR, CCPA, and then India comes up with this now. So every country is joining. It's the compliances are getting more and more stricter, and comes data privacy there. And some of the SaaS solutions we have, they provide a means to manage that. That is helps me there with all the SaaS applications. I can go with them there. As a global company, as I want to imply data, I can store it in my home country, as long as I have a provide an provide a means to say I control access, who sees the data, they're encrypted, all the stuff over there. But our customers, we store it where they want us to store it, because we need to have in these local data centers and all over the places over there, especially regionals there. That's where we prefer the cloud. So when this requires to do it, it's for us very hard to have data centers everywhere and manage assets over there. So we leverage the cloud so that we can segregate the data, and put it in different places over there. But the biggest challenge is it is not to physically locate the data, in each one. That part you can solve it. The real challenge is data classification, data linkage, data identity. That which data stays there, because there's not a black and white. There's some data, hey, it's only stays in Europe, it's only stays in Asia. There's a lot of other data. There is a dependency there. There's linkage over there, and it's all right now manual. Somebody has to go and classify the data. Somebody has to go and look at that. That's where when you want this whole thing to improve, as GDPR has now been like almost 2 years now. So there will be we're counting on technology will help us to automate these stuffs, learn this stuff and help us there where data should reside. Based on the nature of the data or data dictionary. Now the data management becomes is a huge critical task over there. And right now, especially with the marketing data, customers data, deal with that. Where the data stays, who needs to have access to it there. So that's the part of it. Is the we have some challenge over there. But with the data sovereignty based on the requirements there, which because of our scale, now we have presence in every regions, even our data centers, we have regional data centers over there. We segregate, we keep it there. So and then leverage all our partners and technologies to manage it. But it is challenging. Even India, right? We have one business called PaySec, which is payment security. Every bank uses that. So before nobody had a security. We had all in the United States. Suddenly they come up with this. No, you need to have in India. It's only in India. So suddenly you need to go and jump on and like in a split architecture there and move it over there. Then you look at, right. So the person is traveling to the United States. They have the same card. What do you do with this? Does it go to India? It stays here. So those are the challenges to staying in that. Who owns the data? Who was the stewardship of the data there? When you use the credit card things there. So those are some challenges. You deal with this. That's why I see the more challenges is the classification, stewardship, and identifications, and have the technology to work with to store it in the right places.
That's a very interesting point, the data classification problem.
Yeah.
So putting some of these things together, you mentioned centralization. You mentioned, on the other hand, the different countries' data center, and then you mentioned the remote access security and all of these. So, and the regional data center. When you look at all of these things, how do you view the notion of the new thought of a distributed or edge cloud? Do you see that at some point you would maybe make your operations more distributed on different locations to address things like data sovereignty or being closer to the end users, those type of things?
So I'll give you one example. Even in our collaboration thing, even with my 4-wall offices over there, when we deployed WebEx, right, to have a better experience. Now we went all into the cloud, but to have a better experience, because all our executives are rely on this high quality, 720, 1080p, because revenue calls and executive calls, everything. So we put in a video mesh. Basically, it is bringing that cloud into your data centers with a small presence over there. It gives you much better experience. And also it moves away from you from the workload of public workload. So especially when we had challenges because of the load, those infrastructure was not affected because it was edge. It's happening it. But at the same time, I'm not maintaining and managing in another collaboration tool in Wither. It is a copy of the cloud. So that's where So we see the value. We've seen it, in this COVID-19. It has really helped, our own workforce when you're at home or at work or there, they can collaborate further. So the similar thing, there will be a much more need for the, local, workloads over there because of the latency specific, and give you a better experience for the people over there. So right now, so even though we have our regional data centers, I have a team in Bangalore. No, they do chip designs. No, they had to come to Las Vegas, my data center, to do some of the chip designs over there. No, we cannot just go and copy the data over there, do it. No, it is hauling front and back won't work. And you want people to work in the night and day, 24/7. So you cannot keep shifting data over there. No, so how do you do it? So you need to provide a mechanism. Right now we give them a VDI, kind of edge solution, but you want to even make it better than, So we see a lot more use cases where there needs to be some kind of edge solutions. Even at work, doesn't forget about the remote in your home. Even at work when you're there. That's why we have saved a lot of money there, not shifting the data. Instead, provide the solutions over there where it improves the experience. So it basically it makes the distance go away, latency go away there. Give you same kind of experience. Right now, because of all these things we did it, with the VDI all set up there are a group of people from Bangalore sitting at home designing a 5 nanometer chip. It's going very well. We have never thought of people can design sitting in their apartments in Bangalore, can design a 5 nanometer, which is so complicated chip over there, because of these kind of enabling technologies, which gives you much better experience by giving that edge solution there. So now with all the COVID-19 after that, the mobile devices will be much more critical and more effective there. With all the contact tracing and everything there. And it will become after 5G is becoming much more prevalent. It'll be much more powerful too. With that, so if you want a lot of things to be done in your mobile devices, the edge workload will be even much more critical
Yeah.
too. But only our strategy is the edge should be very lightweight and like less management there. You don't want to become a heavy management over there. You
Makes
still
sense.
manage it all in the cloud and central over there. But these edges can just go and do the job of only improving your decision making or experience everything. But then it can be centrally managed, and you can sync back to it so that everything from a decision perspective is all a central management perspective is all central over there. But only for the decision making at the time. And very well, automobile edge is critical. In a Tesla car, it has to be in the car. You can't wait for it to go the cloud make a decision over there. So when to brake or when to make a turn over there. So those are the critical. And even with the healthcare and everything there, I think there is I think next decade there'll be a lot more edge workloads will come up, to remove the friction, to improve the experience, and that's what we believe. And also it'll connect the people from now. Other thing is now people realize that a lot more work can be done from anywhere, right? It's the realization of now people never thought that this kind of work can never be done. Now people think anything can be done, anything and everything can be done. But then you need to remove the friction. That's why it become even more valuable for the edge workloads and edge cloud.
Yeah, I think you made a very important point there, which was that uh, you have to kind of identify what works better at the edge and what needs to remain in the center.
Right.
And you
Right.
can make intelligent choices and then
Right.
bring additional
Correct.
tooling like the VDI that you mentioned to make
Yeah.
it like easy. So we are kind of like getting towards the end of this conversation. So thank you very much for all the great perspectives. But to kind of like end on a lighter note, to give some thoughts on there are all these entrepreneurs, startups who want to come and have Broadcom as a customer. What would you say to them is your approach to them? How should they set themselves up so that they have a chance to succeed in working with you?
See, there are a few things. First is when you come to Broadcom approach, you have to have a clear differentiation and a use case. Now, why it is important? How are you going to help Broadcom? Enable this. There's a clear use case and differentiation. That's the first thing. Second one is I always appreciate transparency, which is when you work with a smaller company, transparency is critical. And then one of the things we struggle with the large companies, what do you hear at the marketing, what do you hear at the sales, and when you implement it. It's a huge difference over that. No, no, no. But what I value is when you go work with the smaller companies, you talk to the decision makers, you talk to the executives,
Yeah.
who are the behind, and when they tell you and they stand behind it is much more credible.
Mm-hmm.
That credibility matters to me. That then
Mm.
I can go and commit to it, and
Let it be
because
authentic.
yes, authenticate, and that's why I say I hear from the guy who has the idea, if he cannot make it, nobody can make it, and he's hungry, and he's trying to prove something to it, So do I trust that? I trust other people coming just saying for marketing, just for the job. So that is the passion versus job, right? So that is the you just be, and but the important thing is you deliver it. That's the thing. You have to walk the talk. When you come in, because when I go and I have to sell it to my executives, everybody will tell me, I never heard of this company. Will this
Mm.
company be the next 5 years?
Right.
What's going to happen? What the risk Andy I'm taking with this? So I'm putting my skin here. I'm taking a risk. So it means you have to enable me with the transparency, credibility, and delivering what you're coming to it. And giving the value. That's all I tell people is be open. Don't just give me the marketing talk. Don't tell me that it is coming. That's coming. No. You need to tell me you can do it. If you cannot do it, it's better to say I cannot do this one. And that's what the credibility is important. The differentiation is important. So there are now anything and everything is a crowded market because technology is accessible to everybody,
Mhm.
affordable to everybody. Everybody's going to come back with some solutions. You go security, you go automation, you go take this. Everything is So you need to clearly say that why should I look at you now? What value you bring to the table? How are you going to help me? So that I can help you. It's to be a win-win. And in that journey, we have to trust each other. We have to be credible to each other there so that we can grow. That's all I expected, and that's why I've been working with a lot of companies over there, and they've all done very well. We have done very well too there. That really works.
That's a very good observation. The credibility, the authenticity, and the differentiation is on point. So, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts both on infrastructure and entrepreneurship, and so it's all really good. So, thank you very much for making time to converse with us, and best wishes to stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you. Enjoyed the discussion over there. Stay safe.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be back with another episode of Fabric Spotlight, maybe Spotlight in place again from our home. Thank you very much.